Alright, boys and girls, let me tell you guys a story. I honestly contemplated not making this video because of how simple it is to put a gas tank on. Let me tell you how my Friday went. Day after Thanksgiving, I'm in the garage, nice and early, nice day. As you can see, we drilled our holes for the gas tank. They were off a little bit. Whatever, shit happens. Moving on, and I'll go over how I fixed that in a minute. But went to put a bung in. You guys saw that? Well, might not have saw that. Anyways, went to put a bung in. Tack welded it in place. Done it a million times. Don't know what happened. Anyways, went to tighten it down just a little bit so we could mark where we need our front hole, like we're about to do once I get done with this freaking story. Then I don't know, took my little electric ratchet with 10 foot-pounds, tighten that Allen key down, whatever. Got a punch where I need the drill, no biggie. Then went to unscrew it. She was stripped. Pounded a bigger Allen key in, stripped. Pounded a Torx bit in, stripped it out real bad. Ended up cutting it off, cutting the head off, getting the gas tank off, welded a nut. Well, let me take a step back. Shut the door to my house, welded a nut on, went to twist it out with a wrench, snapped. Did that again with a washer and a nut, snapped off flush. Said, fuck, all right. Well, it's a bung, so went at it with a tiger paw, ground it down until it was, I could see the outline of the bung because it sits over top of your hole, right? And it fell inside the frame, of course. So I spent the next, 4 or 5 hours getting this thing out. I got it up with a magnet, TIG welded a TIG rod to it to the point where I could jiggle it around, and finally got it to pop out of the hole. And I said, fuck this. I was done. So I went in, put all my shit up, went to go in my house, turned the doorknob, locked myself out of my fucking house. So that's been my life for a little while. Anyways, I had to wait to get a new bung in. New bung's here. Let's get right back to where we started and get this finished. Hey everybody, welcome back to DW's Chop Shop. Today what we're going to be working on is we're going to be messing again with our Sportster chopper, and I think we're going to mount our gas tank. I have our gas tank right over here. We are going with a, I think 2.1 or 2.3, something small, Frisco style gas tank from TC Brothers. We got a little petcock for it down here in a parts bin someplace. But you see these don't have any drill holes, nothing, and there's of course nothing marked on the frame. We cut all our stock mounts off. So we're going to get this drilled and we're going to get it mounted using a mounting kit. Here's our weld-in bungs. So this will tell us the size of the bolts we need for the holes that we need to drill, all sorts of fun stuff. Okay. Pretty easy weld-in bungs. And here's our screws. So what we need to do is figure out where we're going to drill on the backs and the fronts, and then we need to mark it and drill it out. So you can kind of eyeball this because we just want middle, right? But I kind of want middle, forward and back, side to side. Okay, so we have 1 3/8 across. So the middle of that's going to put us at like 11/16. Let me find that on here. Okay. Okay. Take us a straight edge. There we go. And for me, I just kind of want to make sure we're back far enough on here. So we'll take our straight edge again. Let's see, where would that look good? Right about there. that up too far. Okay. There we go. Now we'll take a center punch and we'll knock that. Oh, I gotta clean up a little bit. It's getting shitty in here. Okay. Do the same thing on the front. I believe the tab's the same size. It is. Now, same thing. Where will this bolt fit? It'll fit right there pretty good. Give that a whack. Don't hit the tank. Might not be able to drill that. Might have to drill that one from the back. Alright, so I like these step-up bits. So we need, looks like 7/16 to get through here. So let me grab a drill and we'll knock this back one out. That's easy. And that's off. Motherfucker. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. That'll work. Well, it looks like we're gonna make this gas tank so it'll move around a little bit. And I don't mean move around like once I get it in place, that fucker's gonna jiggle. But both of my drill bits walked, which fucking sucks. But I'm not gonna cut these tabs off and put new ones on. I'm gonna go at this with the Dremel and just get it widened out past the middle. That'll also help line it up. Fucking stupid, but it is what it is. Okay, so what we had happen, I drilled those holes, and as you can see, both spots, my drill bit walked bad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this edge over. So it's something like that. We'll get rid of this area. Probably not that big. We only need to go over a smidge, but our washer's gonna cover that up, right? Our leather washers that we're gonna have under our metal washer is gonna cover that up. And another thing it's gonna let us do is when we set this tank on there, if our other measurements are a tad off, we can move it and bolt it in place and she'll be just fine. Cool things about shit like this, you know, one more reason maybe to watch this channel. You just see me do a blatant fuck up. I didn't do that on purpose. We're gonna fix it right here. This is pretty common stuff. We're gonna move on. No one's gonna be able to tell. No one's gonna remember, oh man, you had to keyhole that one hole you drilled or two holes you drilled. They're gonna remember how you bounce back from it. That goes with a lot of fuck ups in life. Anyways, so our hole that we drilled was off, and you see I kind of just wallowed it out so we're about even on either side, and it still looks nice. Did it to both sides. I think the curvature just caused my drill bit to walk, even though I had a center punch. It is what it is, you know. So what I did, I use this router for when I machine out 80% lowers. If you don't know what an 80% lower is, you should Google that and you should get into that hobby. But this isn't a gun channel, so we're not gonna go over gun stuff or else I'll get demonetized. I don't make shit for money on this. But I just turned this old girl on and let her eat, and used it to round the holes out a little bit. You could have done the same thing with a Dremel. So it is what it is, it's no big deal. So you need something pretty much just to at least hold your front in place so you don't slide and move back and forth. I could jack the back tire up and even this out and it'd sit in place, but that wouldn't give us the right lines, you know what I mean? So you can use worm gear clamps, you can use tape, you can use a string, you can fucking tack weld it in place, I don't care. But you gotta have some way, somehow, to hold your tank somewhere. How's that look? Don't look too bad, but I want to get some handlebars put on here real quick, just so we could take us a look-see. Okay, so now we kind of get an idea how we're gonna sit. Now, would this look better moved forward or moved back? So like, for me, when I'm looking at a bike like this, everything is about lines, 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 okay? Everything is about lines. So we have our line coming up, and that follows the handlebars up. You got your handlebars coming down. Where do they point? Point towards the back axle. You have your backbone coming down, okay? Back axle, nice and smooth and straight. Your V-twin on the engine, it looks good. Your pill tank, just enough out of loop that it looks all right. I'm just wondering, are we center to center in this direction? I have no clue how the hell to measure that. So if I go from the seat, well, let's just go from there to this well, we're 22.5 inches, okay? So back here, 3.5 to center. Yeah, we're within like a 1/16 of an inch. I kind of like right here. Now the gas tank does need to go that way just a bit, but not much. All right. Now you just want to do your walk arounds. You guys can't see me right now. I'm pretty sure I'm off camera, but I'm eyeballing things, just making sure we're straight, looking at it from the front. Make sure our petcock's gonna fit real quick. And we're just using a tiny little on-off petcock. Yeah, that is so tight, man. But there's plenty of room here for it. You know, off to the side and down. Okay. And looking at the front again, looks like the front needs to go that way just a bit. Back is right there. There's little gaps down here that you can kind of look for to even up. And I like where this is at, so we're going to give it a knock. All right, so what we can do, drill this back hole, take the whole gas tank off, drill it out, put the bung in, weld it, put this back down, bolt it in place, and that's going to let us line our front up where we want it to go. And the bungs that we're using, same thing that we used for the seats, I'm pretty sure they're 5/8. Yep, they're 5/8. Remind me, I just put that bung in my frickin' pocket. Got our bungs set in place. You already know the story. It ain't pretty, but we're gonna go ahead and get this bung welded in place again and move forward. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. All right, pull the touch. Get back to where we were at. Set our tank on. That's not bad, is it? It's not bad at all. Do a little walk around, make sure we're straight. Also, just so you guys can take a look-see here, you know, we did kind of mess those holes around, but you see you can't see anything once you put your washer on, and it looks freaking good, and it does allow for just a little bit of misalignment. You can't beat that. Can't beat that at all. All right, so now I'm going to grab a punch, and we'll put our front one where we need it. Dig a spot out. Now I know where I need to punch. We'll take this off. I got my mark. There we go. This M18 drill, one of my Black Friday buys. Can't beat that. I got it for like $100 even. Hell yeah. All right. Got this stuff cleaned up. Our bung. It's about to go in, I promise. There we go. Bung's in on both sides. Get that welded in. All right, so this is cool to the touch. Let's put our gas tank on and we'll go over getting everything lined up. Okay, so we get our gas tank set on. And the front tab is a little bit small. I don't think I'll be able to use a washer on it. Looks all right. Let's take a look. Tank is on. So I'm looking down the middle. I don't know if you guys can see it or how well it comes in, but I'm looking there and there to make sure we got about the same distance on the back of the top head. And then I'm looking at that straight across to make sure it's even. And that's about it. Now this tab, I should have drilled the hole in this a little further forward, but it is what it is. So I'm going to cut this leather washer and I'm going to cut this washer so that it'll sit kind of flush on here, take up that space and give us some cushion. And that's it. Gas tank is on. About freaking time, man. So next up, we're going to do our forwards and our exhaust and make sure all that shit works. And then we're going to start doing some custom stuff. So I got 3 tail lights I want to put in here and make a license plate bracket. And also something I think is going to look kind of cool. I got these sight glasses because I would like to see my fuel level, but I don't want to do that shitty sight glass everybody does. So I think I'm going to take one of these, drill a hole, weld it in there, and then take another one, drill a hole, weld it in up here. So I have something like that. That should be fun. I think that'll look kind of cool. It's different.